What's up, guys? Constitutionally Protected Media here. Wanted to give you guys a quick update on my cases. I got multiple cases pending, 3 of them. One of them being a ticket, 2 of them being obstruction charges. Nonetheless, quick shout out to San Joaquin Valley Transparency. I'm a little laggy on my shout out, but I appreciate what you did, man. Sharing my video, putting it out there, making sure people see how the officers in the city of Santa Ana, Orange County, County of Orange, are behaving themselves. And nonetheless, shout out to all my new subscribers as well. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys subscribing. Appreciate you guys commenting. Shout out to all my old subscribers who've been here since day one. You guys know who you are. You guys be commenting as well. I appreciate everything. Nonetheless, I'll give you guys a quick recap since there's new subscribers. I was arrested on June the 3rd for pointing my flashlight at an officer. They took it as an obstruction charge, even though obstruction is a physical act. Nonetheless, it was a scene where they shot an individual after a car chase, and they pushed me back. They put the tape up. At that moment in time, once I was able to identify Coleman, the arresting officer who arrested me that night, Officer Coleman, so as soon as he identified, it came to my head that it was the officer. 2 weeks prior to that arrest, I was pulled over illegally with Santa Ana audits. I was pulled over for not using my turn signal, but it's weird because I was out cop watching that night. Why wouldn't I use my turn signal? Pretty dumb, right? I was in my bait car at the time. It was this year 2000 Toyota Camry, beat down piece of shit car, and I bought it for that reason. A bait car, exactly that. And they took the bait. They tried to get me to roll my windows down, try to get me to throw my keys out the window, turn my car off. I didn't do any of that. But nonetheless, I didn't get a ticket because I was using my signal. They wouldn't be able to prove the fact that I didn't use my signal. They let me go with no ticket, and then of course I was arrested 2 weeks later at that stop. I'm all mixed up with my stories here. And as I mentioned, once I recognized Coleman, he became the star of my video that night. As that's why I brought my flashlight out, because it was a dark area, and not to mention the TV show Cops. Somehow they're allowed to roll around at night with these giant light fixtures and point them at cops while they're struggling with suspects and not get obstruction. Yeah, right. Anyways, so I get the ticket. I get out of jail. I get the ticket. And it says I have court on the 20th of July, which has already passed. So I show up to court on the 20th. My name is not on the list on the TV screens outside in the main lobby of the courthouse. So I go up to the district attorney's office inside the courthouse, and they tell me that the DA never picked it up and that they have a year to file. So at that point, I found it fishy. Like, okay, if I'm guilty, why wasn't I due to court this morning, and all that. So I'm chilling. Time's going by. It's now September 8th. I go out and I get arrested again. Oh, and mind you, I feel like they were holding that arrest charge, the first one, the DA. I feel like they didn't charge because, obviously there's insufficient evidence. And nonetheless, they are holding it over my head to see if I stop going out and doing, these police transparency videos. And my theory was right. They were holding it over my head in retaliation because I get arrested on the 8th of September, and I get arrested for free speech this time. Same thing, obstruction charge for talking out loud. And a week after that arrest, on the 15th, they signed this proof of service here, obviously, that they switched my court date to the 26th of October. Okay. And for the arrest on the second ticket, for the for that ticket on the second arrest that happened on the 8th of September, it's ineligible. I can't read when the court date is. And if I'm not mistaken, it's also on the 26th. So I feel like they're trying to pile this on and railroad me at the same time. So 2 days later, after that first arrest, I get charged with another ticket coming out of this gang neighborhood. I get hit with a ticket that I have court on the 26th. The ticket was for driving with no headlights on, even though my headlights were on, but I was coming out of a gang neighborhood. Once again, with Santa Ana audits, we were out looking for cops to film. Why would I be driving with no headlights on? It's ridiculous. And I got a ticket for that. They gave it to me for the 26th. And now I have those two. Now I have the first arrest that happened in June piled on with that ticket. And if I'm not mistaken, as I mentioned, the second arrest is also due on the 26th. So I feel like I'm being railroaded here. Or they're attempting to railroad me. And I went, I went on the 4th. I went on the 4th to the DA's office, the courthouse. And when I got up there, they gave me this for the arrest, for both arrests, because I went down to the courthouse to go get hard copies of when I have the actual court dates. Because as I mentioned, the second ticket, I can't read it. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know when the court date is on that, and I'm not gonna miss it, of course. So I went down there, and they told me my cases are still under review. I managed to get the court dates for the tickets. I have this other ticket where I made a right turn on where I wasn't supposed to make a right turn on a red. That's my fault. That's I'm gonna own up to that. Anyways, the headlight ticket is bullshit, and that I have the actual court date for. But this for the 2 obstruction charges, they can't give me a court date because they don't have a court date. But yet the Santa Ana Police Department was able to get me a court date for the first obstruction charge. I go back again a few days ago on the 11th, still under review. So what I'm doing here is I'm just collecting these hard copies of these under reviews. So in case it does go to trial, I'm going to show them that these guys decided to file charges last minute. And in other words, like last minute, while the police department is over here trying to charge me, and these guys haven't even got like if I don't know, I'm so confused. Like if I was guilty, why the fuck? Why is the police department giving me a court date, but the DA's office has nothing for me? So I'm just mind boggled here. I feel like they're just trying to pile everything on, though, as I mentioned, and just railroad me. But we'll see. I hope my video made sense. I'm so confused with all this. So weird. But I feel like I feel like the DA hasn't specifically given me a court date because I got them by the balls. My free speech arrest, the arrest for the flashlight. Like, there's so many things. Like the TV show Cops can run around with flashlights on their cameras, but I can't. Like, what the fuck? What is that? Not to mention the obstruction and interference have both been ruled as physical acts. There's nothing physical about me using my flashlight. But we'll see how it goes in court, guys. I'll give you guys the next update when I go get another hard copy. But stay safe out there, and stand up for your rights, guys. Thanks again. And thanks again, San Joaquin Valley Transparency, for the share of my video. Take care, guys.